You don't need enemies when your own mouth is working against you. Right now, someone is using your own words to destroy you. They're sitting somewhere, planning your downfall with sentences you spoke months ago. That joke you made, it's now evidence against you. That secret you shared, it's leverage in their hands, that moment of weakness. It's their path to victory. You think your words disappear into thin air. You believe people forget what you say. You assume your conversations are private. But that's the most dangerous lie of modern life. Every successful person has fallen because of words they wish they never said. Every empire has crumbled because someone revealed too much. Every friendship has died because trust was broken by careless talk. The old masters understood something we've forgotten. Your mouth is your greatest threat. It exposes your secrets, shows your weaknesses, and gives your enemies everything they need to defeat you. Niccolò Machiavelli spent his life studying power, and he discovered one truth. Those who control their words control their destiny. Those who don't become victims of their own voice. In the next few minutes, you'll learn 10 psychological traps that turn your mouth into your executioner. These situations happen to everyone, but only the wise see them before it's too late. Drop this affirmation in the comments if you're ready to take control. I speak only to win. 1. The rage revelation anger is truth serum. When rage takes control, your brain's guard shuts down and your mouth becomes a confession booth. Every hidden resentment, every buried thought, every old wound, all comes spilling out like poison. The person who triggered your anger isn't your real enemy. They're your interrogator. They've found the easiest way to make you reveal yourself. While you think you're standing up for yourself, they're studying your reactions, learning what makes you break. Rage makes you predictable. Once someone knows how to trigger you, they control you. They can use your anger anytime to make you say too much, make bad choices, or ruin your reputation. Your anger becomes their remote control. The worst part isn't what you say, it's who hears it. Your moment of rage becomes their permanent record of your character. Your temporary loss of control becomes lasting proof against you. Machiavelli once said, "He who wishes to be obeyed must know how to command." Real command starts with self-control. If you can't control your mouth when angry, you'll never control anything that truly matters. Rage isn't strength, it's weakness pretending to be power. The powerful feel anger, but never show it. They process it privately and act strategically. They know that today's emotional outburst becomes tomorrow's weapon for their enemies. Drop this affirmation in the comments. My anger serves me. 2. The victory parade success can be more dangerous than failure. When you start winning, your ego wants attention. You want praise for your brilliance. You crave credit for your ideas. You need people to know how smart you are. But this hunger for recognition destroys more winners than defeat ever could. Every time you explain your success, you give your competitors a lesson. Every detail you share about your methods becomes a guide for those who want to replace you. The smartest people often fail because they can't stay quiet. They love to explain how they did it. They go from mysterious winners to open books, and every word they say makes them easier to beat. Your competitors aren't celebrating your victories. They're studying them. They're not impressed, they're preparing. They're using your own words as a map to take your place. Machiavelli said, "A wise ruler ought never to keep faith when by doing so it would be against his interests." Talking about your success might feel loyal to your supporters, but it hurts your future. Your loyalty should be to your next victory, not your fans' curiosity. True masters celebrate in silence. They only speak when silence would create bigger problems than words. They know that mystery protects power while explanation destroys it. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Victory speaks silently. 3. The liquid confession. Alcohol doesn't create new thoughts. It removes the filter that keeps dangerous ones hidden. Every drink weakens your mind's defenses. Every sip lowers your control. Every glass turns you into an open book, a source of intelligence for others. Anyone smart enough stays sober. The most valuable secrets aren't pulled out through torture. They're poured out through wine. People confess their affairs, reveal their plans, admit their fears, and expose their weaknesses when their filters fade. What takes years to learn through observation can be uncovered in a single drunken night. professional manipulators are masters of what you can call liquid interrogation. They create relaxed settings, keep the drinks flowing, and ask harmless questions, while their targets talk more and more. They remember everything while you forget everything. Your drunk words become sober consequences. That small confession about your relationship problems becomes evidence in divorce court. That talk about business struggles becomes intelligence for competitors. That honest moment becomes a lifetime of regret. Machiavelli once said, "Therefore, a prince, as long as he keeps his subjects united and loyal, should not mind being called cruel." Be cruel to your impulses when alcohol is involved. Your short-term urge to connect or confess can cause long-term destruction. The short pleasure of sharing secrets often leads to lasting pain from exposure. Smart people drink with strategy, or not at all. They understand that in a world full of recording devices, every drunk word can become evidence. They choose clarity over connection when the stakes are high. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Clarity is my power. 4. The breaking point pressure reveals your true character, and most people realize they have far less strength than they believed. When stress builds, deadlines close in, and expectations rise, the polite mask slips off. What comes out is often weak, desperate, and easy to use by anyone skilled in psychology. Stress creates desperation. Desperation leads to confession. Under pressure, people admit they're not ready, reveal that they're struggling, or confess they're failing. They think they're asking for support, but they're actually handing out a guidebook for their enemies. The most dangerous confessions happen with people close to you. You tell family about work struggles, friends about relationship problems, and colleagues about your insecurities. Each honest moment gives others a weapon they can use later. Your breaking point isn't real authenticity, it's an open window for exploitation. While you're trying to release pressure, others are studying how to apply it better next time. Your stress becomes their opportunity to extract secrets, gain advantage, or prepare your downfall. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both." When you collapse under pressure, people neither fear nor love you. They lose respect. Your weakness becomes their permanent judgment of you. Pressure itself isn't your enemy. Your reaction to it is. Master your reaction and pressure becomes your greatest tool, a filter that removes weak competitors who break before you do. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Pressure builds diamonds. 5. The sympathy extraction master manipulators rarely attack directly. They pretend to be weak. They share emotional stories, reveal fake struggles, and make you feel like their savior. While you feel kind, caring, and important, they're quietly extracting every valuable secret you have. The sympathy trap works because it flips the power dynamic. Instead of feeling cautious, you feel compassionate. Instead of guarding your secrets, you open up to help. Instead of keeping distance, you create closeness, and that closeness becomes your trap. Real vulnerability is messy, awkward, and unplanned. Fake vulnerability is perfect, emotional, and calculated. Learn to see the difference between genuine pain and strategic performance. The person with the perfect sob story is often the most dangerous one in the room. Your compassion becomes their advantage. Every secret you share to help them becomes a weapon they'll use later. Every weakness you reveal in empathy becomes ammunition in their hands. Machiavelli once said, "Men are so simple and so ruled by their needs that a deceiver will always find someone to deceive." Your need to connect makes you vulnerable to deception. While you're busy being good, they're busy being clever. Your kindness becomes their weapon. True strength helps without revealing weakness. It supports without exposing secrets. It shows compassion without losing control. Master this balance, or fall prey to those who already have. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I help without revealing. 6. The information exchange. Every social group runs on information. Secrets, opinions, and confessions. All are traded like currency. When you join gossip, you're not just chatting, you're trading intelligence. And most people are terrible traders. The gossip economy has one rule. Information flows upward to power, and betrayal flows downward to weakness. The 1W. Excellent. Here's your script, rewritten in simple, clear, and powerful English. I've kept all meaning, length, and tone intact. Just made it flow smoother and easier to read, while keeping that dark Machiavellian edge. Loose tongues. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Secrets flow to me. 7. The authority trap. When power challenges you unfairly, every instinct inside you screams for justice. You want to defend yourself, prove your worth, and show your competence. But that instinct is a trap, one that destroys careers, reputations, and relationships. Authority doesn't want your explanations. It wants your composure. Most challenges from authority aren't attacks. They're tests disguised as conflict. They're designed to see if you can handle pressure, accept criticism, and stay professional under fire. When you react emotionally, you fail the test. You confirm their doubts about your maturity and self-control. The fairness you demand doesn't exist in power structures. The respect you want must be earned through results, not arguments. And the understanding you hope for will never come from confronting those who control your future. Your defense becomes your prosecution. Every word you use to justify yourself becomes evidence of your inability to stay composed. Every argument you make proves that you can't recognize when silence is smarter than speech. Machiavelli once said, "Politics have no relation to morals." The moral outrage you feel about unfair treatment doesn't matter in the world of power. Power operates by different laws than fairness. You either adapt to these laws or you become a victim of them. Smart people handle authority challenges with calm strategy. They comply on the surface, but rise through exceptional performance. They prove their worth through undeniable results, not emotional responses. They know that today's unfair criticism can become tomorrow's opportunity if they stay in control. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Results prove everything. 8. The revenge revelation. When a relationship ends in betrayal, you hold nuclear information. Their secrets, fears, failures, and weaknesses. The temptation to use these against them feels like justice, but revenge through revelation is self-destruction. It hurts you more than it hurts them. Every relationship is a private exchange of intelligence. You know their vulnerabilities, but they also know yours. When you expose their secrets, you're not just attacking them. You're announcing to the world that you can't be trusted with private information. Future partners, employers, and allies are always watching how you handle betrayal. They're judging whether you can be trusted when things go wrong. Your revenge becomes their warning about your character. The worst part isn't the damage to your target. It's the destruction of your own reputation. Once people see that you weaponize secrets, your credibility dies. Nobody confides in a person known for revenge. Machiavelli once said, "Severity should be dealt out all at once, so that their suddenness may give less offense. Benefits should be handed out drop by drop, so they may be enjoyed more. If you must seek revenge, do it silently, through actions that can't be traced back to broken confidences. Keep your reputation clean while you settle scores strategically. Professional power players handle betrayal with cold silence. They keep secrets as future leverage instead of wasting them for short-term satisfaction. They know that hidden information is far more powerful than revealed truth. Drop this affirmation in the comments. Silence is my revenge. 9. The competence theater. When you feel insecure or uncertain, your mouth tries to compensate. You start performing confidence, pretending expertise, or forcing importance. But this act fools no one. It only exposes what you're hiding. Your need to prove yourself becomes proof that you're not sure of yourself. Insecurity creates verbal desperation. You name drop to sound connected, over-explain to sound smart, and interrupt to sound dominant. But each behavior screams the opposite of what performance becomes everyone else's entertainment. True competence doesn't need a commercial. Real expertise doesn't need validation. Genuine confidence speaks through calm action, not loud words. When you constantly perform confidence, you prove you don't have it. The more you talk to convince others, the less they believe you. The danger of competence theater is predictability. Once people see your need to prove yourself, they can control you. They learn what triggers your ego, what pressures you to talk, and how to make you reveal things you should keep hidden, acting against your own interests. Machiavelli once said, "Nothing great was ever achieved without danger." When you feel insecure, the danger of looking incompetent feels unbearable, but there's a bigger danger: proving your incompetence by trying too hard to hide it. Your fear of looking weak makes you truly weak. Masters don't try to prove their value with endless self-promotion. They let their results speak for them. They're calm when others don't see their worth immediately, because they know they can show it when the time comes. Number 10, the promise prison. When pressure builds or people expect more than you can give, your mouth starts making promises your reality can't deliver. Promises feel like instant fixes. They solve problems in the moment without needing real ability right now. But every promise becomes a debt that grows with interest. Promise making is the language of desperation. People do it when they have no real solution in the present. Instead of facing reality, they create fantasy futures that never come true. Instead of building real value, they build false hope. Promises are tempting because they cost nothing at first. You can promise to change, improve, or deliver without doing anything now. But the real payment comes later, when your credibility collapses and trust is gone. Every broken promise is proof you can't be relied on. Every failed commitment shows you value short-term comfort over long-term respect. Machiavelli once said, "He who builds on the people builds on the mud." Promises are built on hope, and hope is as unstable as mud. People want to believe your promises because it gives them comfort too. But when those promises fall apart, both you and their faith crumble together. Strategic minds make fewer promises and deliver more than they claim. They underpromise and overdeliver, building reputations on results, not empty words. Your mouth has been betraying you for years, and you probably didn't even realize it. Every talk, every chat is a minefield where one wrong word can ruin everything you've built. Every conversation is a chess match. Your words are either smart moves or deadly mistakes. The 10 traps we've discussed aren't rare. They happen every day to everyone. The difference between victims and victors isn't luck or intelligence. It's knowing that words have power and silence has protection. Machiavelli knew what most people never understand. Life is not won by those who speak their minds, but by those who control their minds before they speak. Every word you say either builds your strength or weakens your position. Every silence either protects you or costs you a chance. In a world where everything is recorded and remembered, your discipline in speech becomes your greatest skill. Speaking strategically, not emotionally, decides whether you rule your life or destroy it. The most successful people in history weren't the loudest. They were the smartest. They spoke to build and stayed silent to protect. They knew that in the game of power, your mouth can make you or break you. The choice is yours. Will you keep letting your mouth sabotage your success? Or will you master the ancient art of strategic communication? Will you keep feeding your enemies with careless words? Or join those who know that true power whispers while weakness shouts? Your words can build your empire or help others destroy it. The decision you make right now will shape your destiny. Remember, in a world full of people who can't control their tongues, the one who masters their